Have I committed a crime?
They want you trespassing this property, and they have the right to do so. So can I see your identification, please?
Trespass for what?
They don't have to have a reason.
It's
private property, and if they don't want you on their property, then you're not to be on the property. They can have you trespassed.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Can I please see some identification?
I don't have any ID on me. Are you telling me that this isn't a federal-owned building? This isn't the post office?
Yeah, of course it is.
Okay, so didn't the Department of Homeland Security put out a 2010 memo saying that anybody, news and commercial purposes, is allowed to record federal buildings? I got it in my pocket.
You can, I'm sure you can.
Oh, well.
Once they decide they don't want you on their property, that's their prerogative.
So their prerogative trumps law?
It's no law that says you can be here. It says you're allowed to film.
I have it in my pocket.
It doesn't say that you're guaranteed to stay on this property.
It says I'm allowed to film.
Well, Florida state law also says that anybody has their full right to trespass somebody from their property.
If it's private, but this is public. This is owned by the taxpayers. It's the federal, right?
If the manager here feels that they don't want you here, then that's their prerogative. They can request trespass.
So you can trespass people off public property?
I can trespass you from any building, store, even private homes.
Right. Well, of course, because those are all examples of private property. This is something that the taxpayers pay money for.
Listen, let me do this. Let's start over, because right away you want to be argumentative, and that's not what
I don't want to be argumentative, but I want to follow the law.
Okay.
So I like to do that. If you don't mind, I'll reach in my pocket. I'll grab you the law. There you go. There's the law. Underneath of it is the stop and frisk law for Florida.
There's nothing to do with stop and frisk.
You have to have a probable
I'm not
cause.
stopping you or frisking you. You're on this property, right?
In the state of Florida, you don't need to show ID unless you're suspected of committing, have committed, or about to commit a crime. It says so right on the law.
You can still ask.
Of course. It's fine. I don't mind anyone asking.
Well, friends know that already.
And also, I gave him another piece of paper. He hasn't returned it back, but it's 39 CFR 232.1 property on or conduct on postal property. So you guys can look that over too. I'm perfectly legal to be here.
Okay, cool. Can I ask you something, sir?
Sure.
Why are you here? What is all the deal about? Did the post office do you wrong or something?
No.
So you're just doing it just to do it?
You ever seen Undercover Boss?
So do you work for the federal post office?
No, the federal post office works for us.
Okay.
We pay taxes, right?
Yeah, but it still doesn't quite work like that.
Now, who do they work for? Am I mistaken? Do they work for somebody else I don't know?
Post office not doing their job by delivering mail?
No, that's not the point. The point is that it's a First Amendment right to videotape in public.
Yeah.
These folks don't know their rights. So, gentleman's outside on the sidewalk. He says, "Don't record. I haven't given you permission to record." Like they've never heard of the fact that there's no privacy in public. I mean, where did these guys go to school at? You guys know the Plainview Doctrine, right?
Yeah.
Anything I can see from public where I'm allowed to be, I can videotape it. I can record it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, we just need to let these people know that the rule is the law, and the law works for them and for me. You know? I have no ill will towards any of them. I do city halls. I was at Ocala City Hall a couple days ago. I'll be coming by Leesburg City Hall. But, you know, when public officials have no one that watches over them, they kind of run amok. Case in point, Ocala Chief of Police just spent $54,000 taxpayer dollars on his personal defense against a discrimination lawsuit from a couple of his officers. You know, that's the kind of stuff that goes on when people don't pay attention and don't watch. Then we wonder why we're $20 trillion in debt while chiefs of police are running around paying for personal lawyers for, you know, sassing their female workers.
Yeah. And I'm not going to take sides or anything, but that's $54,000 compared to the millions going in other areas.
Oh, well, right. Yeah, I mean, if you times the, you know, 500 chiefs of police across the country, $50,000 adds up. I'm still recording. I'm still on a public sidewalk out in public recording.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, is that illegal? You know, how do people expect to come around and just force their will on them? Oh, I don't like you videotaping out in public, so you can't. I'm going to call the law. This is another example, officer, if you don't mind me saying. Three officers for a guy with a camera. I mean, that's a tax dollars.
Came out as a suspicious person.
Is that a crime?
Obviously, you know, in today's world, it's a little bit dangerous for officers these days. We try to back each other up, at least 2 officers on scene.
Wouldn't it be more cost effective to have 2
We're trying
officers
to
in the
say
car?
that you have every right to be here, even though the people inside are requesting you to be trespassed. So we called a supervisor. We're going to talk to him a little bit, figure this out.
Okay, that's fine.
So no, we're not out of our means. We're doing everything we're supposed to do.
Well, I know, but
the 4th officer may be a little bit much for this. We'd
Well,
probably tell him to.
Well,
go ahead.
even 2 is fine. But what I'm saying is couldn't 2 of you ride in the same car? Or, I mean, that's another what, 40 grand plus gas each year for the taxpayers.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, it's a high crime area. We can't afford to have 2 officers for 1 vehicle. We have to go out by ourselves. It's a busy city. We don't always have backup. And at this point in time, we do have backup. So here I am.
Okay.
Good to go.
Yeah, just a question. Sir, could you ask your sergeant? Is that the supervisor?
Yes.
Could you ask him to get my paper back from the gentleman in the blue shirt right there?
Paper?
Yeah, I gave him a piece of paper with the law on it. He hasn't
You asked
returned
for
it.
it back?
I did ask for it back. He ignored me.
Okay, well, we'll get to that in a minute.
And what's your name and badge number, sir?
Officer Osberg, TAC 30.
How do you spell that? I don't want to get it right.
O-S-T-E-R-V-E-R-G.
230?
What's that?
Badge number 230?
TAC 30.
TAC 30. Yeah, they asked me to stop recording, but they didn't ask me to leave. I mean, it's impossible to ask someone to leave from a public place like this where you do business at the federal government. Like I said, they've got the law. I gave it to them. It's right inside on their poster, too, for news and commercial purposes on post office property, auditoriums, corridors, foyers, all is legal, whether they like it or not. It's pretty hot out here today, though.
Okay, I'm getting safe from the car. Now he's not free.
Okay, got it.
What crime am I being detained for?
Trespass after warning.
Who gave me the warning?
I'm sorry?
Who gave me the warning?
Postmaster.
Postmaster
That's what we're
gave
working
me.
on. So right now you're detained with further investigation.
Okay. Postmaster's allowed to make a legal determination on trespassing? I thought the law for trespassing was they have to give you the opportunity to leave, and if you don't leave, then you get a
Do
warning.
you want me to tell you or not?
Yeah, I was just saying.
Trespass is a civil thing in Florida, okay?
Mhm.
So we as peace officers, if somebody requests it, we can go ahead. Obviously, we can't make you stick around and sign a piece of paper, things like that. We can just say, hey, man, you got to get out the property.
Okay.
If you refuse to leave, you could be arrested. But at this point in time, what they're telling us is you have been asked to leave and you refuse to leave.
Okay.
So now you could be looking at a charge. But we're determining that. We're trying to figure that out. We're investigating all part to make sure.
How would I be looking at a charge?
What's that?
How would I be looking at a charge?
Well, they're saying they've asked you to leave.
Wouldn't that be hearsay?
And that's what we're trying to determine.
Okay. Because I got everything on video, so.
Cool. I've got everything recorded too, sir.
Well, not our interaction, you don't. That gentleman in there, sir, he got a piece of paper of mine. I was wondering if he could get it back for me.
What's your name, boss?
I don't give my name.
Okay.
But he does have a piece of paper that does belong to me. I let him look at it, and he has not returned it. And if he actually returned it, you would see it's actually the law. It's 39 CFR 232.1, conduct on postal property. It says I'm allowed for news and commercial purposes to take video and photographs in the foyers, lobbies, entrances, hallways, auditoriums.
Okay, well, we're not using federal law. We're using Florida state statute.
But this is actually a federal building, right? So federal law would apply to a federal building?
No.
Federal law doesn't apply?
No,
to a
I
federal building?
don't enforce federal law. I enforce Florida state statute.
Okay.
Florida state statute said that they've asked you to leave, and you are refusing to leave.
What Florida state statute?
Trespass after warning.
Okay, what's the statute number?
I'll have to look it up for you, boss.
Okay, because I want to look it up and read it as well.
Okay, well, when you get to the booking room, when you get to the jail, they'll give you a copy of the booking paperwork. You can read it then.
Booked for what?
Trespass after warning.
Trespass after warning now. Anybody can trespass you?
Anybody who's representative of the post office can trespass somebody from this property.
Okay.
The same as from Blockbuster, Walmart, Publix, the mall. If it's a representative of that establishment, they can trespass anybody they want to under Florida state statute.
Okay.